Question that this pandemic has hurt a lot of businesses, but today I'm going to share you one that has really benefited from everybody being stuck at home. It's a app that brings the personal training experience to your living room so that you can stay fit, lose some weight, and when this pandemic ever ends, you'll be in the best shape of your life. It's actually something that I've used this app for the last 2 years, even before we got into this stay-at-home experience. I've been using it almost every day. So let's hop in to this week's strategist and marketing expert. I work with coaches and companies to get more eyeballs in front of their brand, move those eyeballs to conversions and paying customers, and really nurture that relationship over time through an automated sales funnel. So every single week, I break down a sales funnel that comes in front of me. They could be existing client. They could be something that I just find interesting, but hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time that I put out content every single week. So with that, let's hop into the funnel this week from Freeletics. Years ago, I was going through the motions when I went to the gym. I was kind of doing the same exercises over and over and over again. It was getting really boring and tedious, so I really had to mix it up. So I thought about maybe hiring my own personal trainer or using some technology so that I could get some new exercises, kind of push myself. One of the biggest things is you always have those days when you go to the gym and you're just not feeling it that day. So you kind of put in a half-hearted effort and you don't get a lot out of it. I kind of wanted to eliminate those days. So somebody really to kind of push me. So either a person or a technology that kind of really push me so that on those days where I really wasn't feeling great or energized, I would just kind of get the work done and still get a lot out of that. And that kind of put me on a search through Apple's app store to see what was out there from a technology perspective. Was there something I could put on my phone that could give me some exercises, but really push me along the way? And that got me to downloading an app and doing some research on a company called Freeletics that really offers kind of that personal training experience kind of in an automated way. So you have this kind of, I'll show you, just my, so here's my exercise for today. Just, you can see on a daily basis, have those exercises, kind of gives me exercises, mixes it up a little bit. So every day I'm doing something a little bit differently. And the great part is they're kind of tracking what your progress is on a daily basis. Each of those exercises, they're asking for feedback. They have a good idea of what your fitness level is as you move along. They're constantly doing assessments so that each workout that I'm doing, they're kind of pushing me to the point where, pushing me to the point of exhaustion, not to the point where I'm completely exhausted and I'm sore and tired for the next few days, but enough that I'm getting a great workout and the next day I feel really energized and ready to go for the next workout, but not easy enough that it just seems like I'm going through the motions. So they've collected enough data. They have kind of the algorithms enough to know exactly where I'm at, so that each workout kind of pushes me to that level, has that level of endorphins that I feel great after that workout, but not too sore or just completely exhausted. And there's certainly those workouts where they push you a little bit, past what your current progress is, but you can give them feedback saying, okay, that was a little bit too much. Let's dial it back, in these certain exercises. And that's actually what happened in this past week, doing some of the planks. They were just doing it for, longer than was possible for me to do. So I just gave them that feedback, and all the existing exercises going forward will be that much easier. So especially in this, kind of being stuck at home, it's been great to kind of continue along that progress. I used to just bring my phone to the gym and kind of go through the exercises, but in this pandemic, quarantine environment, been just using the same thing, kind of using that personal trainer on my phone to get my, get the workouts in, get the exercise moving. Actually don't need any equipment whatsoever. So it gives you the options of whether you want some weights involved, whether you want to do some running. But for me, I typically just do it all based on body weight. They give you exercises that you can do, and it works out great, especially as I'm traveling and things like that as well. So let's hop in and try and give you a sense of how are they growing their business, especially in this environment where more and more people are thinking about exercising at home, getting some of that personal training, especially as they've been kind of snacking a little bit more while they've been home. They don't have as much activity. How can they, get the right application in front of them and start that journey going forward? So let's hop in to the funnel here for last week, where I broke down Momables funnel. I wanted to start with looking at the similar web and give you an idea of where is this company getting some of their activity, what's kind of the breakdown of their ad activity and where are they getting some traffic there. So if you kind of just look at their website, you can see over the last 6 months, they've got 720,000 people visit their website. And you can see, the bounce rate is actually, compared to Momables, a little bit lower here. We'll show you a little bit more why that's the case, and kind of building their web page in the right way to doing that. But you can also see from a company perspective, very diverse in terms of the audience that's looking for. Germany is actually the top market for them, but it doesn't absolutely dominate. So this is kind of more of a global company that's really getting subscribers from all across the world, people looking to get in shape and lose weight along the way. So we look at kind of the traffic sources. You can see it's kind of a little bit more mixed as well. In what and what they're trying to do. So you can see kind of the direct business. So, direct people going directly to their website. You can see that's kind of a function of them very much building up their brand. People know where they're searching for, getting to that level. This one in the right here is kind of the search activity, a little over 50% of their business. So they are doing a bunch of, anytime somebody does a Google search, putting some ads up there. We'll show you that in a second, and pushing people to a landing page for sign up. And then you can see some of the other ones like social, mail, and elsewhere. They also do have a small referral business as well. So you can see that down here where they have, they're on things like My Deals, which is a German website where they're kind of pushing people to a specific deal based on discounts. So that just kind of gives you an idea of that. From a search perspective, we would go down here. So obviously, organically, people are searching for Freeletics, but you can see some paid keywords, mainly focused around, their company name as well that they're paying for. I'll show you those ads in a second. They're also on Facebook, YouTube, and things like Pinterest. So that just kind of gives you an idea. So we'll kind of go through those a little bit, but I'll start with kind of the search activity, walk you through how people are searching for them on Google, what the landing page looks like, and how they're doing a great job of collecting information that's a little bit more customized, showing you exactly what the app looks like so that you have no kind of friction in terms of signing up, and then eventually getting into some type of paid program that works for you. So let's show you what that looks like from a search perspective, because that's where they're getting the most amount of their traffic. And then I'll show you some of the other ads that they're doing. Their Google ads, and taking a look how they're trying to capture paid search, getting more people to their website. You can see here at the top, in terms of their ads, get fit with Freeletics now, start these workouts. Obviously can improve the headline a little bit there, but we'll kind of just click through and take a look at what it looks like if you were to click on that. And I think one of the things to kind of point out for them is they're doing a really great job once they hit this kind of landing page of kind of making the whole experience kind of really frictionless. So they're just trying to capture your email address. They're not asking for your credit card up front. They're giving you a little bit of information on this landing page. Not a ton of information, but a little bit to get you interested, talking about being in the best shape of your life, sharing some success stories, and then just prodding a little bit about, the coaching there, but not a lot. Really just trying to point you towards that blue button. So if we kind of click through and click register for free, this is where it kind of asks you a series of questions. And this is a great way of kind of capturing more of your website leads that are coming in, either organically or paid, by asking them a little bit more information about, their current situation. And this is great, especially as you build your business, to kind of segment a little bit based on their certain qualifications. So asking, kind of male and female. So I'll just fill this out for myself. I'm looking, what's kind of their priorities as they go through that. And this is a great way, as they answer these and go through these, you can kind of send them to a different landing page. You can put them in a separate email sequence that kind of really speaks to whatever the key things that they're looking for. So, maybe for me, I'll put this one. And then talking about the fitness level. So again, kind of thinking about like the training programs that they're going to give you at the end of this. What does that come out to? So if you've never really exercised at all, obviously they're not going to put a training program in front of you that's more expert oriented. So I'll just put this one right here. And then, a little bit more about your date of birth. So again, this is great for email campaigns. They know what your birthday is. They can send you a free gift on your birthday, get an idea of what your age is, and schedule workouts accordingly to that. And then same thing with height and weight, getting a good idea of what's your baseline going in, and going from there. So I'll just leave the birth date the same, but if I put in my height and weight, okay, and then they actually give you a training journey. So this is kind of the cool part is, once you put in that information, they're actually going to show you what it looks like. If you were to sign up for their program, they're showing you exactly what it would look like. So giving you an idea of what the workouts might be. So if I choose this one, kind of just gives me, it doesn't give me everything, but gives me an idea of like, okay, what is it all about? What are some of the results that you're going to have, the personalized training journey. So here's kind of the different ones as you go along. And then you can start your journey right there. And this is where it asks for kind of registering it and registering for email and kind of going from there. And then once you register, that's where it's asking for the credit card and doing things like that. So the idea is kind of capture as many leads as possible, get their email address. If phone number is important to you, collect that as well. And then worry about maybe collecting collecting their credit card down the line. Again, kind of the idea is once they hit your website, we want to be able to continue that conversation versus just having a really high bounce rate where people come to your website once, and if they don't sign up right away, which is kind of unlikely, you kind of lose them. So, if you're doing paid traffic or more organic traffic to get more attention for your business. And it's very cheap to do that, especially if you're using Google and Facebook. Great way to do that is to send them to a landing page, do a quiz that kind of goes through that. You have a lot of great customer information. Even if they don't sign up, you're kind of collecting that information along the way. You can kind of send them more personalized, more segmented email campaigns. You can retarget them on Facebook and Google for more of those segmented ads as well. So the more that you know about your audience and kind of can collect that along with their email address, a great way of kind of moving along your business and creating more targeted marketing that really speaks to them as well. So let's take a look at some of the other ones like their Facebook ads, show you what that looks like and show you how they're kind of positioning themselves. And again, trying to get more people to their website and their landing page. Right here, you can see kind of across the board and what they're using in Europe, but also in the US. You can see with the pictures, a lot of them are just about price. So see this with companies all the time where they're always focused on price, discounting to get people in the door and hoping that they can further that relationship, kind of upsell people along the way. But I can tell you for Freeletics, which has been around for a while. Again, I've used it for at least 2 years, and I know it's been out there longer. I think they have upwards of 13 million members. So the thing is that you can kind of transition. You might have had to compete on price in the very beginning, but at this point, you have enough people that are out there getting results that you can start using those customer success stories to use in your ads. Like what is differentiated about Freeletics and get your customers really talking about it. And the good part is it's a diverse customer base as well. So you can start, again, segmenting your prospects and putting the right customer success stories and testimonials, people just like them talking about how Freeletics has kind of changed their life. You can make it more specific as well, talking about how people are stuck at home and why this is the perfect program for them, especially when their gym is closed down, when personal training might not be available to them. So you can make it highly relevant to the current environment, but again, make your business less of a commodity. And this is kind of what I'm seeing with them, up to 40% off. I guess the one key thing is that they're trying to get people to sign up for a little bit longer versus month to month. So that might be a strategy, but you can kind of transition your business. And again, I see this over and over again. Don't try and compete on price. Try and be, if anything, you want to be the higher priced option that is out there. And Freeletics, I can tell you from just using it, has a lot of great features out there that get people results and is worth every single penny that it's super cheap in my opinion. So it's one of those that as you build your brand, start building those success stories, start getting to know your market a little bit more. And here's where you can kind of build out the Facebook ad copy along with these photos as well by really sharing some of those stories. What are some of the value added services within the app? There's a lot that they're not adding, selling other than daily instruction, effective workouts, easy meal plans. The app has so much more than that it can offer and they can talk about. So just a lot of opportunity here to add to the ad copy, but also kind of just changing around the positioning from less of a discount to more of, this is why our program is better than even going to the gym, even in a normal environment, why it's better than hiring a personal trainer and going to a gym, or, all those other things out there, whether it's a Peloton bike or Mirror or all those other new products that are coming out there. You can kind of sell this app as something differentiated. Again, they have, just because they've been around long enough, they can start collecting those success stories, reaching out to people, and putting their, doing some video testimonials as well. So using those current clients to sell their program more than trying to discount as much as possible. Structure of the landing page, I'll show you some of the emails in a second as well, to kind of just show you how they're trying to sell people on, okay, if they got their email address in that landing page, how they trying to move them along that process and get them to eventually becoming a client. With their emails that they've sent me over the last few days, if we go to the first one right here, after you confirm your account, after going on their landing page, yeah, so very general language, again, can be very specific to, the quiz answers that they have in there, can be really specific in terms of the results that people are looking to get out of it. Maybe some of the key pain points that they have right now, they can kind of speak to that because they have a little bit more information. The other thing is, about their training and nutritional bundle. They don't really tell you a lot about that. They're really hoping that you just click through. And that's one of the things, especially when you're doing email, is you have to give a little bit more information. You kind of have to be able to sell that click through curiosity, or give people all the information, a little bit more information before they're ready to hit that, start now button. So just, in thinking about it, Freeletics, their training and nutrition bundle, like what does that include? Could be something on, again, they're leading with price, has something there. The other thing is, I think they're very much underselling their app as well. So if you look at here, talking about fast results, the AI powered fitness coaching, what does that mean? Nobody really knows what AI fitness coaching means, because, it's not very widespread. It's not something that people have had a lot of experience with, but I can tell you it's something that has, it's really powerful for me just in using that, and that it kind of keeps you, it makes sure that your workouts are perfectly suited for you every single time, and making sure that as you go along, it's kind of customizing that. So it's not getting too strenuous. It's not getting too easy. And it's kind of fitting you perfectly. You're kind of using that data and that feedback along the way. So I think bringing some context to some of these will allow people to get a little bit more interested into what is Freeletics all about, will allow them to talk about the value that they bring to their customers, but also differentiate them from all the other apps that are out there by using some more of that technology. And I think they can lean into that. And again, I think the AI, along with the personalization, is really important. I think, again, if they can share some of those success stories, and sharing some more of that, that's really powerful. Same thing with the meal planning. Why is their meal planning different from all the others that are out there? It's kind of a crowded field. So how can they kind of differentiate themselves in that area? And then same thing as we kind of get through all these, really a lot of their emails kind of look the same. So very kind of generic language up here, not being very specific, just hoping that you, click that start now button and get a little bit more information about their training and nutrition bundle. There's not as much in there. Here, at least they have a couple photos. But again, being very, being very general about the training journey, like what does a training journey look like? What are some of the results that you're going to get out of that? How can be a little bit more specific? Here's where an email could be a little bit longer. Again, wrap it in the story, and you kind of use one of those customers and talk about how he or she went through a training journey, maybe had some trepidation in the very early going and using the app for the first time, and how that, at the end of 12 weeks, what they were able to achieve and things like that, rather than just using very generic, not specific language. Let's wrap it in stories so it's more memorable, gets people interested in it, gets them reading down the page, and eventually gets them to click as well. And then again, if you can kind of tie that story to that specific reader. So again, they've collected that information about who that person is, what are some of their goals, how can you connect that to a testimonial that is relevant. So that's kind of the key points of the kind of funnel for Freeletics. Again, if in the comments, let me know what was the most interesting part for you as you kind of look at paid traffic and looking at some of your landing pages. How are you going to use some of the quiz responses that Freeletics has to capture more of that traffic that's coming to your website? Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that every single week you can get my sales funnel of the week breakdown along with other great content that I'll coming out with in the next few weeks. So until next week, take care.